World of Darkness, Rage Mage. Because we're the only two people here. Today, we set the scene in a park on the east end of Manhattan. And what was initially an absolutely beautiful day. Warm, clear, sunny. Has taken a rather twisted turn. Uh, Twitch, it is now raining very heavily with very dark clouds. No real sign of it letting up anytime soon. Jacob, for his part, not on shift today. Has just come out of a coffee shop and has gotten himself a couple of snacks and a drink. Twitch is hurried into a sheltered seating area in the park he was hanging out at. A small little pagoda, probably enough to shelter about a dozen people with any degree of relative comfort. And he's just sitting there observing the rain, observing some of the people trying to get out of the rain, and observing some of the more intelligent people who brought umbrellas and coats.
Well, Gwendolyn was not one of those intelligent people, so you see a young woman, early 20s, with a filing case above her head, kind of running towards the shelter. Pagoda, you said? Yeah. And a gazebo. And yeah, she's not wearing a coat. She looks half soaked already. Even her hair is wet, even though she's trying to protect herself a little bit with the violin case. She seems to be wearing high heels, so running is a little tricky. So she's not going very fast, which makes her, well, get rained on even longer. But she makes it, and she's just standing there catching her breath, lowers the violin case, and looks up as she sees the other person standing there, shelter, or seeking shelter, I should say, and she just smiles. Hello. Is Jacob actually in his uniform, or is he in civilian clothing?
He's in civilian clothing.
Okay.
He's not on a job today, so he's just casually dressed.
Okay. In that case, yeah, she'll just say hello. Quite the weather, isn't it?
Yeah, no, went south pretty quickly, huh? Just takes a drink of his coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Yep, Mother Nature's a fickle beast. Want a seat? It's a big bench.
Oh, yeah, sure, thank you. She'll sit down. Like, there's a little space between her and Jacob, but she doesn't know Jacob.
I know mages aren't affected by rage, but do they still feel it?
I don't think so. I mean, she's keeping a little bit of distance anyway, since, unknown person. And yeah, I don't think they feel it.
Alright. And Jacob is just an average looking Joe.
Hmm. I don't know. It's never been stated. I've never actually heard it being stated that they still sense the rage.
Hmm.
So I guess not. Let's just say that even if she feels it right now, sitting down is sounds nice. She's not particularly paying attention.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. I was hoping to go for a walk out here today, but well, looks like that got called off right quick. New York has some nice parks. Just wish we could take some better care of them.
I've not been able to see, well, most of them really. Um, Normally not that outdoorsy, which probably shows by my lack of weather sensing skills. As she looks at people with umbrellas, passing by.
Well, it turned pretty quick today. It was sunny just a few hours ago. Kind of enjoying it, really. But the rain's nice too. When you're out of it, at least.
Yeah, and warm and inside with a blanket and a cup of hot chocolate or tea.
I agree.
Since,
He just holds up his
Gwen is,
coffee.
yeah, Gwen just looks at the coffee. It's like, yeah. She shivers as, she's dressed pretty much as in the picture, which means that she's starting to get cold. But hey. So, yeah, doesn't look like it's gonna stop anytime soon.
Yeah. Want a snack? You look cold. He has cookies. Jacob has cookies.
I mean, there's a stranger offering you cookies. Gwen is gonna politely decline. She's like, no, no, thank you, I'm good.
Okay. I'm Jacob, by the way.
Oh, hi, I'm Gwendolyn. Uh, Most people just call me Gwen.
Nice to meet you, Gwen.
Pleasure.
So you said you don't go out much. Are you a student?
Yeah, it's Columbia.
Oh, nice. I've never been. What's it like?
Big. It's very impressive. I'm still kind of impressed if I walk around campus. Uh, so, are you a student? Or high school?
Jacob's eyes immediately flatten, and he actually looks a bit offended.
I
Um,
mean, isn't he like 20 or something? 21?
no, he's beginning to hit his mid-20s now. It's actually
Oh,
been
okay.
several
Well, I mean,
years. He was like 2021 when he was first introduced, but now he's like 24,
okay,
25.
fair enough. I thought he was 19 when he was first introduced, so my bad.
No, 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 no. He was at least
Then
20.
she wouldn't have said high school. My apologies. On the other hand, he does have one of those like, forever young looking faces, so
He does have baby face going. It is true.
yeah.
I'm a police captain. I run the East Manhattan precinct.
Oh, oh, sorry, officer.
Also not my term title, but it's fine.
I'm not well versed on police etiquette.
Well,
I've
most police.
never had much of a run-in with the police.
Well, most of us don't bite.
That's good to know. Um, I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect you to just pull out like a drugs test or something. I don't know.
That would be unbelievably weird and creepy.
It would be. She's actually sort of smiling, like mostly at herself as she's like thinking about something.
Although, there's that one guy in the office. He just mumbles to himself.
Uh, right. The, the guy who bites or who like pulls out random drug tests.
Jacob rather comically navel gazes and considers the answer he wants to give you. Not necessarily the answer, just the one he thinks would be most entertaining. The
Gwen is
one that
decidedly
bites.
happy that.
Oh, sorry. What did she say?
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say the one that bites.
Blinks a few times. I don't think that's necessarily something you want to know about either a coworker or a policeman
To be fair, we have
in
canine
both our
units for
cases.
this.
Oh, of course. I was thinking of your not so furry uh, companions.
Well, they can bite too.
I hope that will be mostly verbally, not literally.
I will not challenge your assumptions.
Hmm. Sometimes it's nice when they're not challenged. The world is a strange enough place as it is.
Yeah, New York's pretty weird and wonderful. There's no sort of shortage of strange things happening in the city. What you studying?
Well, it's a combination of studies that I'm music and technology.
Oh, that's interesting. Like music and technology or music technology?
Um, Music technology, but it's usually not like people just look weirdly at that, and they look a little less weird when I pull them apart. And there's a lot of like overlap between classes. Like,
Jacob looks slightly less impressed now that he knows this one subject and not two.
I I'm not saying that I want to be the next Stradivarius because I think that's a little bit like a bridge too far. But well, I one day I hope to have my own musical instrument line.
Oh, that's cool.
Though most of my classmates they tend to stick to one type of instrument, and of course I had to try and be an overachiever and try and get more than one under control, which means a lot of extra hours. But I'm gonna be late for class because of this rain.
Yeah, it's looking pretty heavy. Trouble means it's going to
Yeah.
last the next hour or the next 2 minutes. So I'm going for a good 15 now, though.
Hmm. Oh well, at least I mean, I could have hid under a pagoda with less pleasant company, I guess.
Oh, why thanks.
So, what
Is
is it like to be a police officer?
I guess it depends on the day. Sometimes it's very uneventful and boring. But then you kind of have these flashpoints of activity where everything gets very animated very quickly. Most of the time it's paperwork, not gonna lie.
I guess it's a good thing that I'll never join the police force then.
Nah, not one for the office.
I guess, I mean, it's more that I don't think I'm one for the action, in all honesty.
Well, it's usually not that much. More often than not, you're either doing paperwork or giving people speeding tickets. Every few weeks, though, something weird or significant happens.
What kind of weird?
Well, there'll be an accident or a death or something like that, or a chase. They don't happen often, but they do happen. And a lot of the time, we spend a lot of time working on, like a lot of this paperwork. Obviously, it goes towards resolving various cases. It's really only at the end of the case that you get the big raid or an arrest or one of these adaption-worthy standoffs.
So it's not like it was the butcher in the kitchen with the screwdriver all the time then.
Haven't come across one of those yet. That's more for the that's more. I feel that's more private detective stuff. I feel that's more Hercule Poirot than CSI. I can't remember the name of the goddamn TV show. I do not watch police dramas. I'm sorry. I have enough of this in my real life. I don't need to.
I mean, I
The most
can't really.
sorry.
No, please go ahead.
I was just gonna say the most I see of the police on TV is Brooklyn 911, Brooklyn 99.
I mean, I can't imagine any of the police dramas being like close to a real life situation.
Well, Brooklyn 99 really isn't, but at least it's entertaining. The rest of them, I don't know how it. I do not know how these series continue. They're so dull.
I don't know. Maybe that's because that's might be why they continue. Like they could be like sometimes you just want to tune out your brain. I guess. I mean, in all honesty, I don't watch a lot of TV either, but that's mostly because homework takes up a lot of time and well, I do want to be good at what I'm good at. And then there's the extracurriculum stuff, of course.
Hmm. You made any music yet?
I mean, I play a few instruments, but I don't write music. I'm not a
Uh,
composer. I've written a few songs just for fun, but it's I guess
well,
I'm not that much of a creative spirit when it comes to performing music or,
good for practice at least.
well, yeah, it's that, and it's interesting to see what kind of things you're missing on an instrument. Like, I hope to one day build like instruments no one has ever come up with yet.
Oh, like that, like what Benjamin Franklin did.
Yeah, I suppose.
He created that one instrument, but it never really ended up taking off, I think. What's the name
I
of
mean,
it?
think a lot of, I think a lot of people build instruments that are just either a one-time thing or just don't take off that well. Like there was a YouTube vid a while back about a guy making a sort of like a piano kind of thing, but then with um great, I forgot the English word for it. The things you play with as a kid. Mm, gonna look it up because there's no way I can come up with this.
There are a lot of things you play with as a child.
Yeah, I know.
Daw.
Duh. Marbles. Wow.
Marbles?
Yeah, this is guy who built like a thing, and then you kind of turn it around like you would with a another word that I can't come up with in English. With like a street organ, like you have the big wheel that you turn it around, and then it released marbles, and all those marbles, like here, let me look it up as she'll look up like take a phone out and she'll look up on YouTube the marble music instruments that she found. Marble Machine, I think it's called. Yes. It's like an almost steampunkish thing.
I mean, I can imagine. And the way you describe it sounds very old.
Actually, it's not that old. Like I said, the guy who built it is on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a really interesting sound though. She'll, you know, open the vid.
So this thing is like powered by marbles?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It's like that Nintendo Lab thing where they just have you make a piano out of cardboard.
I've never tried that, but maybe.
Yeah,
Except not half
yeah.
the world is building it.
What they're going to do is so apparently like God bless their marketing team because they managed to sell cardboard to people for like 30 quid a pop. So you actually say $30 because quid is British term.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sold it for like $30, $40, and you could like make a few things out of it. But
Okay.
if you like combine it with a Switch, you could make it so that with a little app on the Switch, you could make it so that whenever you touch different keys, it would have a different sound. So you'd literally had like you could turn this cardboard into like the layout of a piano and press
Hmm.
down on it, and then it would interact with the Switch to create to resemble that of a piano or a keyboard. It was pretty interesting. I mean, total waste of money, total waste of money, but
I
but
mean,
interesting.
I don't think it would necessarily be a waste of money.
I mean, they're selling cardboard for $40.
They're selling dreams for $30.
I mean, no, the marble one I can get behind, but no, no, they're selling cardboard for $40.
I mean, a
A
piano like
keyboard app,
that.
just give me a keyboard app. That's way better.
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I can imagine for like a child, that can be a build up to a dream.
I mean, it doesn't really help that they make it
That's,
deliberately scarce, so you have to pay absurd amounts of money for what is cardboard.
mm, that doesn't really help now.
Yeah, no, I don't like marketing tactics like that. That's not really
No,
not
I
a.
agree with you on that. I think everybody should be able to pursue a dream that they like to follow.
So you're a
Oh
big
wow.
dreamer.
Yeah, I just realized I sound horribly idealistic, don't I?
I mean, hey, I was an idealist. Like I joined the police force because I was horribly idealistic.
You say
Still am to an
was.
extent.
Okay. But real life happens.
No, not really. I mean, real life tempers you, but doesn't necessarily. How to put it? It can temper one's. It tempered my ideals, but it didn't break them. It didn't change them. It didn't cause me to just start engaging in the same sort of behavior that a lot of other people engage in. There's an element of pragmatism there now, but it's not the same of it's not the same as pragmatism, if you know what I mean.
So you're able to construct a reality around your dreams.
Kind of, yeah. It. I realized I had to work with reality rather than just against it, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to accepting it and then not doing anything about it.
Interesting.
But I'd like to say I've been pretty successful. Certainly, my precinct's certainly a lot cleaner than it was a few years ago. So, hey, progress.
So is your dream to clean the world of evil?
Well, I mean, that's a very uh, a very broad and romanticized way of putting it, but I suppose it would be to help the community and clean up the streets in general. Yeah.
I mean, then becoming cop is a pretty practical way of taking steps to realize your goals.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the more straightforward ones, I have to admit.
You have more than one dream, and you accuse me of being a dreamer.
I mean, I have, everybody has aspirations. I have mine. I
That's
mean,
fair.
my dream wasn't solely to become a cop and become the best cop of cops, because that would be, um, I'd actually say a bit narrow-minded. But yeah, I'd actually say I've achieved most of my aspirations. I mean, I still have some. I don't think I'll ever run out of aspirations, but
I may hope so. I
hmm,
mean, you're a
God
little
damn it.
too young to. Um,
Jacob does not
God damn
detect
it.
anything on you because he got one success on his Senate of Truth one. Boo! Boo you dice. Literally trying to progress story here.
Did you use a gift?
Yeah, he used the gift. Senate of True Form.
Okay.
One success identifies a normal human or animal. Two detects a vampire, changeling, demon, mummy, or pharaoh. Four successes needed to sniff out a mage, ghoul, or formal.
Mm. I think that does mean that I can roll my perception awareness.
Probably, yeah. It's a very
Hmm.
subtle gift. It's not one that has really any obvious tell.
Uh, I don't have a lot of dice for this. Don't worry.
I
With
prefer that you realize it. To be honest,
which dice roll are you in?
I'm
Extra
just in
one or
werewolf
extra
dice
two?
roller. Whoops, I actually did this in werewolf dice roller, which is my bad. But yeah, we'll move to what? No,
Yeah, you went
we'll
to the
move.
voice channel, sweetheart.
Yeah, no, I'll go extra dice roller two. No, extra dice roller one.
Okay.
One.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Uh,
Okay.
what did you call it again? Ah. Okay. Check. I mean, if you want to re-roll to have it like official, I'm cool with it.
Yay, you
Wow.
did it.
2 successes. Okay. So she just kind of looks up and looks around. Um, sorry, what did you say again?
We're just talking about aspirations.
Right, I was like, yeah. I thought if you have achieved all of your goals by your age, then I think that would be pretty sad for the rest of your life. I mean,
I
I
mean,
presume that you'll have like at least 60 years.
well, I guess we'll see about that.
I mean, I understand that the police job can be dangerous, but still, you know.
I mean, even if I did accomplish all my aspirations by today, I mean, I think I'd live pretty happily.
Shouldn't you have
One,
something to work towards, to strive for?
I mean, yeah, but if you found everything you've worked towards, I mean, it's not like I'm working towards anything small, but
World
uh,
peace?
I mean preferable, but not exactly, something as a cop I can have a relevant impact on. I mean, I'd be happy because I've done a lot of good, and I'd be happy with that. And two, I'd be retired, so I can also be very happy at that.
I mean, would you want to retire at 30 then?
To be fair, I think most people dream of retiring at 30.
I mean,
I mean, that's accurate, you know that.
out of character, hell yes.
Don't you dare deny.
I mean,
I'm
no. To
getting
be
close
honest,
to
I
home
would
here.
not. I would not want to sit around in my house all day.
Mhm.
But anyway, let's move back to in character.
You'd be out in the Bahamas.
No, no, Scotland. Mm. I I mean, if I would retire at 30, I think I would have only have worked for 3 years. That's not really enough to build my dreams on, at least.
I mean, unless you're just that good and fast.
I mean, I was gonna say I don't think that would be possible still to create a lasting brand in
I mean,
three
I
years.
agree.
But then again, I've seen weirder things.
I definitely agree. I think you got a longer future ahead of you than that.
I hope so.
But yep.
Yeah. It's getting cold a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Hopefully
really
it'll
should
warm
have.
up after the rain ends.
Mm, I feel really stupid for not bringing a jacket.
Neither did I.
I I really don't think he'll have a at that point like her phone will buzz and then she'll look at it. Yep, I figured. Just one moment, please, and she'll pick up and says, "Hey, mom. No, no, I did not get wet. Yeah, I know it's raining. Yes, I'm. I found a dry spot. Okay, I'm just waiting out the rain. Why did you check my school to see if I was there? Really, mom? I'm fine. I'm waiting out the rain. No, I'm not getting a cold. Of course I have a jacket and an umbrella. Well, I didn't want to get wet feet, okay? There's like a lot of water on the ground right now. Yeah, of course I'm being careful. Mom, no, 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 I did not call that boy that you were talking about. I'll call you back, okay? Yeah. I, I, yes, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Yes, I'll be there. I don't bring him. Okay, fine. Fine. Yeah. Bye, Mom. Bye. Yes. Bye. I'm hanging up now, Mom. Don't cry. Yeah, I love you too. Yes. No, I mean it. Even with that tone. Bye, Mom. Bye. She hangs up.
Helicopter parents, huh?
Just a bit. Yeah. My mom is convinced that nothing good will happen if I don't get married and have children within the next year.
Yeesh. That's more of a concern for me than you.
Wait, why would that be a concern of you?
I was just gonna say, I was just saying, like, it's more likely that I die next year than you do. You're fine.
Like, I love them. They're really the best parents you could wish for, but A little overbearing from time to time, you know?
Yeah. So you getting set up to go on a date?
Uh,
I hear that
well,
right?
no. My mom just keeps inviting families over for tea. Um, Mostly families who have a son of about my age, who is either a doctor or a banker or a lawyer or a insurance manager person. It's you know, it's one of those things. At some point, I'll find a guy and she'll stop nagging if he has the right profession and the right income and the right car and the right clothing and. Oh.
It's quite a list.
Yeah, I mean, they're just worried. Pretty sure you know the feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you know the feeling, I guess.
Oh
On the
yeah,
other
don't
hand.
worry, I definitely do.
Okay. So, are you dating? I'm not
Yeah, I'm
asking
married.
anything, by the way. Don't. Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, I've been married for past 18 months.
Okay. Because of your parents?
No.
Oh, wow. So you actually. I know I'm going to sound like an old spinster, but aren't you a bit young to get married?
I mean, I'm 25.
I mean, even then.
You make it sound like forming a natural organic relationship is alien.
No, no. I mean, no. I just.
Just seems like something you're not used to.
I mean, never really been in a relationship, but as far as I know, our generation, we usually marry at a later age.
I definitely recommend it. The sex is good.
She gets extremely red in the face as she talk about that because she definitely did not. She was not raised to talk about sex, so she actually coughs. What?
Man, sheltered
No.
much, huh?
I mean, no, no, not really.
Truth or go.
That's a complete lie.
Well, I succeed. Unless you got 10 dice to bullshit.
She does not have. I don't even believe she has one dice to. No, I mean, let me see how much her manip sup is, but it's not 10 dice. So a manip sup 3 dice. So yeah,
Well,
no,
he gets he gets 7 successes. It's fine. He knows.
yeah,
He
no,
didn't really
yeah.
need to do that. He just thought he'd do it anyway, just because hey, hmm, he's feeling spry today.
Eh. I just I, maybe a little sheltered.
You have, if I can ask, what's your background?
That's my background.
Yeah, like childhood and stuff.
Oh, just regular, grew up a little bit further south, and just regular countryside childhood, I suppose. My mom and dad both have a job in banking. And I moved to New York to study, and my parents moved in 2 weeks ago because they were worried. I mean,
Wait. You moved away and then your brothers moved in because they were worried about you.
no, my parents.
Your
I don't have
parents
any
moved in. Oh,
brothers.
dear.
I don't have any brothers. Really, I'm an only child. I'll roll my nips up. She's mostly lying to herself, though.
Well, Jacob's
Just,
rolling very poorly, so.
I was gonna say, just fail, please. Eh.
No, I think you're good.
I mean, you can see some like hesitation on her face when she says that, but something she doesn't seem to be too sure about herself at this point. No, I had a bit of a small accident a few weeks ago, and I got into the hospital, and my parents freaked out, and it wasn't anything serious, and I was released in like 2 or 3 days. So
Now, what was it?
a gas leak.
Okay. Truth of God.
Comes another. Yeah, comes another nips up.
It's not like he's used that excuse for his activities like 25 times. Okay, yeah.
Ping. I roll my awareness again. Nope.
Not that time. Jacob's eyes are immediately flat, and it's very clear he's not convinced.
I mean, it
Well,
was.
what
It
was
wasn't a
going
big
on?
one or anything.
What happened?
Like, I was in an alleyway, and that's about all I remember.
There was a gas leak in an alleyway.
I mean, apparently it came out of a doorway, and it's just, I don't know really. Like, they said something with gas in the hospital, and
When this happened, seems pretty significant. Like a pretty severe
I mean, it
breach
wasn't
of.
that severe, really.
I mean, it depends. Like, was this like an industrial complex, like a shop or something you were walking by?
Behind a restaurant.
Yeah, that's a pretty big breach of hygiene regulations. Can't do that. What's the name of the place? I'll look into it.
I mean, it's closed. as I'm
Still, if
trying
people are
to.
getting injured, you should probably
I
know.
mean, it wasn't that big a deal. I just had a bad response to it. Which,
Oh, like allergic?
sort of. I I have some trouble. But just I'm not the best when it comes to constitution, I suppose.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, what are you allergic to? I mean, I wouldn't, you know.
It's not really allergic to things. It's just a genetic fault. I
It's not how
like.
medicine works.
mm, It's an autoimmune thing. I don't regenerate by myself. Like, when you have a cut and there's like blood and then there's a crust and then it heals. That doesn't happen with me.
Guy.
Okay.
Okay, 9 successes.
Yeah. She's not lying.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, without any medical care, I don't heal.
So it's less you don't heal at all, rather it's you don't heal properly.
They found out when I was really young, obviously. And, like, all I know is that I always need medical attention when something's wrong.
Hmm. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm used to it, really. Uh, should have been more careful today. I really hope I'm not catching a cold.
Probably
Although it's mostly with, like, cuts and bruises and things like that. But the gas was a new one. But apparently it damaged some, you know, apparently it was like acidic. So,
I was gonna say it must have been caustic or toxic in some way.
yeah,
Do you know what the chemical was? Seems very strange.
they never told me.
Is she telling the truth?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Yeah.
He keeps truth of guy eyeing, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Ah,
He's done this like 3 times in a row now.
okay. You know what? I'll just keep that one roll. Unless you really want me to roll each time separately, but she starts looking around more paranoia now.
What's up?
Nothing, I just thought I heard something.
Hmm. Something you notice, you've actually probably begun to notice now, it's slowly becoming more apparent, is that
No one else is seeking shelter here.
no one else is seeking shelter. Like a few people have gone by who've just avoided it and have decided to get soaked. The other thing is that the thing you are hearing something. It's cats. There's a
Cats?
slowly growing number of cats and a
Okay.
couple of dogs as well. You imagine Estrellas that have
I
also
forgot to mention
taken
something as well.
what?
But go on. No, you finished yours first.
An increasing number of cats and dogs have taken shelter under the pagoda,
Okay.
and
Um,
the cats and they all seem quite enamored of Jacob.
I'm just gonna
Not
say
many,
that,
like
like,
just a few, but enough to now become noticeable, like three or four.
there's like a, let's just say that there's a branch or something from a tree that's sort of hanging inside of the pagoda, and on that branch actually is perched a raven
Hmm.
who seems to be more focused on Gwen. I'm just gonna, put that out there.
Yeah. Given Jacob's gift, it would probably stay a healthy distance away from him.
Quite possibly, yes.
It's but given the nature of his gift, it's actually very sort of a. It's not like run away. It's more of like respectful distance sort of thing.
hmm
Unless it's domesticated, in which case it will be very friendly to him.
It's mm, I don't think it's necessarily domesticated. I don't know how that will work with familiars, but it's definitely her familiar. So
If it's a
yeah,
familiar, then yeah, no, probably not.
no.
Oh, bird.
Ooh, cats. A
Yeah,
few
well, might want to be
dogs.
careful.
I mean, they seem to be pretty friendly, at least to you.
I mean, yeah, I'm adorable, but okay, that was pretty arrogant of me.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
actually, well, no, it's probably because I know someone who actually has a whole bunch of cats and a big dog, so I'm kind of pretty good with the little kittens.
Oh, I mean, I have a friend of mine who has a pretty big dog as well.
Jacob looks at one of the cats that has a collar, so it's like owned by someone that's just been wandering around. Oh, you've gone places, haven't you? He'll start stroking the cat. He's very happy to be with him.
Gwen will actually get near and, extend her hand as well. Carefully, though,
It's not as friendly towards you, but it's not. You don't exactly invoke terror in the hearts of kittens,
no.
so or kitties.
No. No, Gwen
So
does not.
you're not one of those kinds of creatures, so you're largely fine.
She'll just kind of stroke it a few times, but when it looks not that interested in her, she's gonna shrug and, you know, sit back down, and yeah. So you work with animals as a volunteer after your police work is
Um,
done?
nah, it's just a hobby.
Huh.
I don't know.
The cat whisperer of New York, then.
Hmm. The raven population is really picking up in New York, though. Let's see it.
Gwen looks up. I mean, it's just one raven. The raven even looks insulted at her. Like, how dare you diminish my existence like that?
The cats are looking at it like, ooh, snack. Um, Jacob's just holding one of the cats and just stroking it. Um, Yeah, but didn't used to be that many.
Didn't used to be that many, and now there's one, and that's many.
Well, the fact that I'm seeing one like in this weather, this time of day now, I mean that's a good sign.
I mean,
Particularly if it feels so comfortable getting close to us.
perhaps it just shelters for the rain.
I mean, birds have a much easier time with that. Like I
This
can see
is
why these
true.
little guys would need to come in here. He strokes Kitty, and it meows. Meow.
I know this Raven is a dick. I've seen how Carl plays him, so he will probably hop down at Gwen's shoulder at that point. It's just like, I'm not just some random Raven. That's not what he's gonna say, but
Oh
that's his
wow!
attitude.
Damn, and you're saying I'm the animal whisperer.
I mean, I've known him for a while now.
Oh, how so? You didn't tell me that before.
I mean, I'm not gonna necessarily wander around New York Park and sheltering from the rain and introduce myself. Hey, I'm Gwen, and I know a Raven for a few months.
But he's right there.
I mean, yeah, maybe you
How do you
shouldn't
how
have.
do you how do you get to them? How have you managed to? I guess convince this guy to follow you around.
You know what? As she looks at the Raven, I'm still kind of wondering the same question.
Ooh, maybe you're like a falconer, but for ravens to be.
I suppose he was just, house trained and just found an open window. I think the Raven is just gonna peck at her hair at that point, kind of pulling it a little. Ow! Stop that.
Oh dear. Looks like there's still work to be done.
I suppose he should really learn when to keep his beak shut.
Man, that felt really flat, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Jacob's gonna make a roll now because he needs to check for something. He's gonna check for worm taint.
Okay.
Well, actually, it was a pretty good roll, so he probably smells that you're not any more worm tainted than you'd regularly be.
No, I don't think she's very worm tainted, apart from just a scent of the city.
Hmm.
I suppose the same goes with the Raven. I'll make another roll. Wow, that was a really good roll. Wow, that's a botch.
2 degrees. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm, so what would happen with a botch? She just feels like an enormous amount of energy coming from somewhere. in the bushes. So she's just gonna stand up and look around, peering into like the undergrowth. Did,
What is
did
it?
you hear
Jacob
something?
says as he just sort of pats a kitty.
I'm, I'm pretty sure I heard something over there.
Well, I mean, it's a bit wet. It's still raining.
I mean, that doesn't stop some people.
What do you mean it doesn't stop some people?
Well, you know, thugs and I don't know. She starts to feel pretty silly, but she's still convinced that there's something there. She's actually trying to look around, like maybe it's not in the bushes. She's definitely looking for anyone wearing a suit.
Well, hey, actually, let me handle this. And he just kind of he doesn't get up. He just looks at the bush that she's staring at, and he just says, "Hey, I'm a cop. Go away." There we go.
Yeah, I'm sure that would have, you know, scared them.
Yes.
She does not look convinced at all. Hey, funny question. Do you believe in like, supernatural things? Like, I don't know, aliens and such, or vampires or something like that?
Hmm. Shrug. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I suppose. So, if you ever come across something in your job that you couldn't explain,
I can explain most things in my job. After all, the entire process of investigation is all about the collection of empirical data and logical deduction.
and what if there's no logical explanation?
There is always a logical explanation.
If you say so.
If there isn't a logical explanation, then clearly there is either information I have not uncovered, or a perspective or deduction I have yet to make.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I guess. Probably. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bit paranoid.
Yeah.
She sits down again. She'll, get out of her bag like a tuning fork. Not really doing anything with it, just kind of holding it.
Jacob finishes up his coffee, kind of looks around, kind of sees a bin just near the pagoda, and he briefly leaves the pagoda, albeit very briefly. He kind of jogs out, quickly dumps it in the bin, and hops back under the pagoda.
Nice. As he runs off, because like Gwen has felt enough strange kind of energies or sensed it that she's sort of, and especially with that botch that she thinks is something in the bushes. As he goes out to go to the dustbin, she is going to try and activate her prime sight to peer around to see if there's anything like supernatural going on, anything from like weird aliens or wormish creatures, and with wormish I actually mean worms and not the worm, or any kind of weird shit. So she slams the tuning fork to like a pole of the pagoda. Doesn't get anything. Doesn't go off well. She frowns and then kind of taps it against the wood. Oh wait, I keep rolling this wrong, by the way. So actually, the first one, if I would take one success off, or one dice off, it would have been a success. But let me re-roll this, because fuck it. I don't have 3 dice. I have 2. But still, this is not going anywhere. And the second one would have been
Okay, so
2
she
successes.
takes 6, 12, 18.
No, that's with botches, sweetheart, not with fails.
Took her 30 seconds to get this to work.
No, because the first 2 don't count because I rolled a completely wrong arete.
Boo, boo, boo.
But they could probably hear her, like, tapping the tuning fork against like various objects on the pagoda. And you
Jacob
actually
looks at
do
that with
need.
immense curiosity. He kind of tilts his head like, what the fuck?
You actually need 3 successes to get it up for
Obviously,
C, I
Jacob shows
believe.
up with a ton of prime in his system.
Mm-hmm. She's kind of scanning. Like first she's going to the bushes and looking it over, and there's nothing weird there. And then, she keeps going on until she actually, looks at Jacob, and well, I guess it's time to roll that the manipulation subterfuge again.
Well, I get to roll dice. Yay. Oh, I fail, so it's fine.
Nice. I
Yeah, it's
succeed.
fine.
One success.
That's
Yay!
amazing. I think you've consistently won manip sub rolls against the 8d10 guy.
No, I've won twice. So her eyes just widen ever so slightly, but she keeps it under the wraps as she's staring at or looking at Jacob.
What you doing? What?
Just testing to see if just testing.
That's testing what?
Sounds like I was just checking to see if this was a nice place to play on there. If the acoustics are good.
I mean, there's a lot of background sound happening right now.
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Hmm. Awkward silence.
Oh yeah, she's trying to be like, okay, will I just say like, hey, are you also a mage? Because I don't think she's actually heard about other supernaturals yet.
No, but she can see that Jacob has a hilarious amount of prime.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, because I think all supernaturals have that.
Hmm. So So what's the weirdest thing you've ever like encountered in your job or maybe in your personal life?
Pardon?
What's the weirdest thing you ever encountered in your like job or in your personal life or something like that?
Weirdest thing. Uh, Actually, the other week I was in an alleyway and all the glass just in the alleyway, all the windows, because it was how to put it? It was like it was between a couple of houses, a couple of yeah, a couple of houses, semi-detached. We're in this alleyway, and then all the glass just shattered. There was this tremendous noise. Um, all the glass just shattered. Took a few witness statements. This is very strange. I'm thinking it was an act of vandalism. I can't remember the technology that might have been involved. I know you can do that with certain music technology. That's funny, that.
Yeah, I was thinking sound waves.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of odd things you can do with radio waves when you think about it. Well, sound waves, radio waves, waves in general.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, Jacob's now kind of ensured that the cats and the one doggo are the kind of a safe distance.
Yeah, she's just, you know, trying to hide the fact that she's just consistently like staring at him with like all that prime energy. I don't think she's ever witnessed so much prime in anyone.
It's so flagrantly unnatural. It's to be
Yeah,
comedic.
because most mages she met so far are like teeny tiny baby mages, and Simon. But yeah. So she's trying to figure out like, okay, how can I drop the question without like dropping it if I'm wrong?
I think I'll make another Senator Truthform roll on her now that the Raven's turned up. I
Hmm.
wonder if we could use Senator Truthform on the Raven. That would be interesting.
Hmm.
Actually, yeah, because it does work on animals.
Hmm.
He only gets 2 successes though, so I don't think that'd be enough to identify it as something mystical.
I don't think so.
No. Unless it can detect spiritual creatures with it?
Mm.
That might be enough, but it would depend on the successes that are needed, so I'm just going to double check.
I'm asking Carl at this point. Like,
Yeah, we'll detect a normal human or animal. It might be an unfamiliar sense, in which case I wouldn't recognize it other than something that is not human or not a normal animal. I'll also roll for you again. I get 1 success. I can't sense anything on you at all because the dice are not cooperating.
so, with the cats and everything, I'd swear it would be magical. Seems like almost unnatural how attached they are to you. How do you do that?
What?
The cats.
Mm-hmm.
It seems almost like
They're
unnatural,
kitties.
like magic. How attached they are to you. They didn't even know you. They just came wandering in.
I mean, cats are magical.
The dogs do the same thing.
I mean, dogs are magical too.
Is there anything not magical in your world?
Um, he thinks.
I'm gonna peony the ever living shit out of your answer anyway, so
I mean, my car's mechanical.
still peonying if you're keeping secrets.
Totally keeping secrets, and I'm actually really bad at lying, so I fail because I've rolled ones on literally every roll.
I mean, I can botch, though I do have acute senses. Wow, that was almost a fail, but I have one success.
I mean, he's clearly stonewalling. He's not giving you a straight answer.
Okay, so she's starting to consider this now as a test, because she's sort of convinced that you might be a mage of kinds. Oh god, she's so wrong in this. Great, baby mages! But I've learned that magic can be in everything, so it could be in a car as well. Or was that just a fairy tale?
Okay, what?
I mean, why wouldn't a car be magical? In Harry
Because
Potter, they have a flying motorcycle.
yeah, I don't have a flying They also have a flying car in Harry Potter, but I
Yeah,
mean,
true.
none of my vehicles do that. So I don't think they're magical.
That's a shame. So, have you ever considered the possibilities?
Pardon?
Have you ever considered the possibilities of flying motorcycles or cars or.
I mean, that's what planes are for.
Yeah, I suppose. But now, if you just want to hop over to, like, the next borough, you're going to take a plane for, like, going from Manhattan to Queens. Like, else witches wouldn't be flying on broomsticks.
You seem very interested in flying. Is that why the bird likes you?
I wouldn't say I'm much of a flying person, really, but I don't know, maybe. I'm just interested in learning, mostly. I have a couple of friends who would really like to learn as well.
Want to fly?
No, just, kind of anything. I know I have one friend who would be particularly interested in how to attract cats and dogs.
I mean, I'm just good with animals.
that one doesn't even have like a collar, and it looks pretty rough, as she points out, like a ginger-looking one that has a very scruffy fur.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably take it to a shelter, but like, I'm kind of worried. It can only sustain so many animals, and if they can't find owners, they just kind of get put down after a while, and I don't really want that to happen.
I'm not very well with animals. So, are you like one of those nature types?
Nature types, yeah, I guess you could say that. I'm kind of an environmentalist.
Hmm. I met one once.
Yep, we do exist.
Yeah, no, her name was Grace.
I haven't met her.
Oh,
Um, yeah, trying to push the precinct away from using diesel. Quicker we can get into hybrid, the better.
yeah, I
And
suppose.
hopefully fully electronic someday, but it's probably years away.
Quite possibly. Uh, So, are you one of us?
In what manner of speaking?
Um, oh shit, I've never really done this before. Well, people that are a bit more.
He kind of cycles his wrist as if for you to just go on.
uh, Obviously, if you are, I can't really say it here, and if you're not, then
Why? It's just the two of us and a bunch of cats and a dog and a bird. So yeah, I guess in a sense it's quite crowded.
yeah. She just starts to realize that she knows a horse that was once a human, or something like that. So she doesn't even know what all these cats are. But then again, with Prime Side on, they didn't ping us anything weird, and he did. So, uh, can you like do things that are not really possible for some people?
Jacob very clearly kind of begins weighing your statement, but it gives you plenty of room to talk
Oh,
before he
we
makes
have
one.
someone else who wants to enter.
Oh really?
Hmm.
Let's see, let me find it. Who's this? Hello.
Hey, Carl.
I went out paying attention to this, but
Oof.
okay, familiars were dragged in. So,
I
just a
mean,
quick
he's
update on what's happened.
they're in a park. It's raining. They're hiding in a pagoda. There's Jacob, who has a bunch of cats around him, and a few dogs. There's Gwen, who has a raven on her shoulder, and there is at least Gwen, who also activated Prime Sight and has realized that Jacob is something
Yeah.
that she thinks she's a mage because she's never seen any other
Okay.
supernaturals. So
Yeah. Yeah. And did anything happen to the raven? What's going on? Am I
no,
needed for something?
he just used Scent of the True Form on the raven. He got 2 successes, so not quite sure if he would have detected something.
Well, if you used like a sense of true form or something, would know there's a spirit in that raven, or at least it is one. Uh, so that's something. Does Jacob have spirit speech?
Um, he can't use it yet. We still have to do a scene where he gets it, although I've technically bought it, so not actually
Oh
right
yeah.
now.
Okay.
Not as of this moment.
No. So the raven is first going to just jump down and squawk at you, like just in general, when it sees uh, when it sees there's no like response to the squawking. It's going to actually like speak, just being like, I'm gonna take a flight right now, so don't do anything to my girl, right? I will fuck you up.
Is that what the
Claws or
bird
no
says?
claws? No,
Yes,
that's what
that's
the
what the
raven
bird says.
says.
So the says that in
Okay,
straight plain
I don't.
English.
That
Yeah.
speaks in straight plain English. It's like I don't care how big you grow and shit. Don't be. I know your type. Don't be weird and rapey or something. Anyway, I'm gonna take a flight now. I will be keeping an
Jesus,
eye on you.
bird. All right.
It just glares at you, and then like, it just like it just you know the thing in movies where you have it points at 2 fingers at the eyes and then points at you. It does that just with 2. And then it's gonna just jump out and fly.
Your friend's an asshole.
I didn't teach him that.
The cat. That's not really the point. Anyway, yeah, you're a mage.
So are you.
No,
Oh, no?
You
no.
can hear in the distance wolf being shouted before the raven continues to fly. And I'm gonna have to go because there's election night today. But I just wanted to check if there's anything I was needed for. So see you guys around. Now I
See
fuck
you
off.
Yeah.
later. Happy
Bye.
election day. But yeah, I kind of
When
figured. I've seen you kind of around all over the place every now and
thanks.
then.
Wolf.
What the fuck do you think that means? What is connected to wolves in popular mythology? You're new, aren't you? Jesus.
Oh my god.
You sound drunk. You okay?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Yeah, if you'd said that to me and I wasn't a wolf, you would have done what we would have called breaking the veil. Which is bad. You shouldn't do that, by the way.
I
I assume your mage friends wouldn't like that.
I didn't I mean, you look like you're one of us.
I am very
Okay?
shiny, yes.
Yeah. You know about that?
I've how to say. I've been told I look shiny or something like that.
You
Like I like well, not necessarily that. I look abnormal. Something's off about me in my aura or whatever, which I assume is what you're reading.
yeah. Y- You're a werewolf?
Yeah, that's a fairly crude way of putting it, but yeah, essentially accurate. A fairly important one, by the way. Probably the second, third most dangerous in the city. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the more powerful ones. Well, probably let's say one of the most. I think it's more accurate.
Oh, well, uh, hi.
Oh, why are you fucking nervous? I haven't made a move on you.
No,
I
you're
offered you
right.
snacks. I feel betrayed.
No, 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 please, no. I just a bit overwhelmed. Hmm.
I mean, did you really think you were the only one out there that was different?
No, 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 definitely not. But I didn't expect to run into an actual well, not to sound disrespectful, but werewolf in a park when I was hiding for the rain.
I mean, we do like our parks. Also, go nowhere near. Don't go in Central Park. It's very bad, and you should never ever do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah, kind of PSA because you're new. I think you've already been told this is actually kind of important. Don't go in Central Park. If you are not one of me, you don't go there.
Hmm.
That's kind of a long run. That's a very old rule we have in regards to New York.
Okay.
Normal people are fine, but yourselves, sort of a big no. It's a basically it's kind of like a neutrality thing. Like we stay out of each other's business. Like you don't interfere with us, we don't interfere with you. You understand what I mean? It's basically what it is.
Yeah, of course, sir. Um, I'll let the others know.
Yeah,
There's not
yeah, we got people we've got a couple of people among us who've trafficked with mages before. So you know, I mean,
there's there's not. We are the group I'm with. Um,
oh God, give me your contact information.
we're the only ones out there.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
you really
no.
need to give me your contact information right now.
Why? Are you gonna arrest me or
Well,
worse?
no, no, no.
Oh,
No, one is important because if none of you are actually informed as to what this is, I don't really know what happens in your little circle. And by your circle, I mean like the mage circles.
well,
Again, we don't
right.
interfere with that unless it interferes with us. Um, but if all of you have suddenly forgotten about this compact that we have, that's kind of a problem, and I need I need a face among you people who I can talk to because we've definitely got ours. I'm not the guy for it, funnily enough. This is sort of off the cuff. Um,
Oh, well, sure. You can have my phone number, email.
sure,
But
we'll have
we
like
didn't
tea or something.
we didn't just forget. We aren't any older mages. I
Shit, you
think
guys move around a lot, don't you?
couple died recently, and they said that some of the people who were around who were like kind of strong also died not too long ago.
Damn.
So we're all really pretty new. That's why I was hoping maybe you were, someone that we could learn from. But yeah, sure. Phone number. She digs into her like purse, gets out like a piece of paper that she'll scribble a phone number and email down. Here,
Oh, thank you.
can I ask yours?
Yeah, sure. I sometimes have to swap out, they break a lot, but I'll still have yours and I'll just text you a new one if I ever have to get a new phone.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah. So yeah, how's the magic life?
Um, pretty, um, hmm, how to phrase it? Pretty magical. Not always in a fun way. A lot of times it's not in a fun way, really, so far. So, what's werewolf life like?
Violent. Ultra violent. Savagely violent. Oh, so violent.
I can sort of imagine.
Like, sort of taking on an army several 100,000 times your size, sort of violent.
Wow.
Yeah, it's stakes
That's
are pretty high.
pretty.
Kind of trying to prevent the world from ending and all that. So, but it's cool. We got it.
Okay. Well, I would offer assistance, but I really don't think you need it from someone like me.
But yeah, it's a pretty yeah, it's not the easiest life, but it has its moments.
I uh, I know that feeling, sort of, but maybe a little less violent. I don't know, but I've definitely not fought armies a couple of times mine because we're not an army, and we did fight, but we'd win. But yeah,
I've heard that you guys have your own antagonists, enemies out in the world. I don't really know much about them, but from the very scant interactions I've had with them, not with them, but with your kind, they come across as very static.
there was a necromancer wanted to turn back time to to make sure the United States never got invaded by the Europeans. I wouldn't call that static, but you know,
Hmm.
he's gone.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, no, no. I mean, we we sort of ended him.
Oh, yeah, okay. I take that back.
He just did also kill two of our friends, Joey and Grace, and yeah. Well, I I wish I really knew what happened in the end, but I wasn't awake at that point anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I did not expect to run into. I didn't expect this when I woke up this morning. I was like planning to go to classes, not meet one of the most powerful werewolves in New York. It starts to sound like a really bad episode.
Oh god, we're nothing like that. Don't delude yourself into thinking this world is anything like that or that we.
Why do you think I said a bad episode?
Twilight's terrible in general.
Yeah, so a bad episode of Twilight must be good in real life.
Not sure I agree, but whatever.
Fair enough. I mean, not sure I did either. I guess I was just trying to lighten the mood, at least for my part, because, well,
Yeah, well, no, I'm glad that you're enjoying life and, that you magic. And, well, is your inability to heal correctly tied to your magic?
not to my knowledge. It's
You could
something
probably
I've.
find a way to fix it. You guys are an inventive bunch. I bet even we could have enough effort.
I mean, maybe, but again, like I said, all of us are pretty new at this, and we really don't have anyone to teach us. So we're kind
Well,
of like, bumble, well, trying to get through this and teaching ourselves. Speaking of teaching, uh, I really should head to school.
yeah, you're skiving. It's bad.
I'm what now?
You're skipping.
Oh, I mean, at least it's not a felony. You can't arrest me for that. God, so what would it be like to be arrested by a werewolf? Jeez. Anyway, yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, no, pleasure, Gwen.
I'll see you around.
Yeah, I'll see you around. Yeah, just call me whenever you want to meet up. I'm pretty busy because of my job and stuff, and well, damn werewolf life. But if I'm around, we can hang out. Should be fun.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds cool. Yeah. If you ever wanna hang out, give me a call. She'll extend her hand to shake.
He'll shake it.
It's a little awkward, but
I think
shaking
it was a
hands.
fairly strong grip. I think he's strength 4.
Ha 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 ha. You can see Gwen cringing, but like she's a little afraid to say that actually hurts as fuck.
All right, Buttercup. I'll see you later.
Buttercup.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, and I should probably get out of here before all these critters follow me follow me back home.
Yeah, you end up like a crazy cat lady. Except you're not a lady, of course. Yeah. See you. Bye. Gwen will head out into the hopefully a little less heavy rain.
Yeah, it's only drizzling now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with that, we can end the scene right there. Thank you, players, for playing. Well, thank you, player, for playing. ST for visiting, and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
Thank you, Jacob, for playing as well.